Welcome to a how-to video for the Jonsered 2754 GTHi mulch kit install. If you haven't seen the video before this, you're going to need to, so you know how to remove the mower, as you can see here. Once you get that mower out, you're probably going to want to do some cleaning work, get some of the debris and old grass off the top of your mower deck. I mean, why not? It's out, right? Now, I take the belt here and I try and wrap those two shafts I connected to the frame so they don't tip over while I'm flipping this over. And, you know, then you get the mower deck stuck in an upright position. Once you get it flipped over, you're going to need to remove the old blades because we got new blades with this kit. As you can see, I bent this one here. That's why I need to replace them. And I figured I might as well just go ahead and do the whole mulching kit at the same time, because I'm not a fan of the blowing grass. So it's pretty quick. Just loosen the bolts up. They should not be very tight. They should only be about hand tight. And you just pop the blade right off. You do that for all three. And it's that simple. And when you get rid of those, you can see that bent one again, sort of. So here's the kit. You get the blades, you get the plug, and you get a few bolts, and you have a sheet of instructions, so you know how to install this. But you're going to see how to do that here as well. So your first step, replace the blades. You're going to make sure the bump on the blade is pointing up towards you or down towards the ground once you flip over the mowing deck. And you're just going to put them on the star-shaped sprocket and tighten them down with your fingers for now, and then we'll just come back through and lightly hand tighten all of them with the socket. Here you're just going to tighten them up. Just want to reiterate, you're only doing it so they're snug. There's no reason to over tension these or super tighten them down. Snug should be just right. And there we have the blades installed. Now, I was thinking, you know, that maybe the blades should be positioned in such a way already, so when you flip it over, they're not all in the same position. I was thinking they, might want to be rotating against each other in some degree to get the best mulching experience. I'm not sure, it didn't say anything in instructions about that. But here you just want to flip over your mowing deck again once you got the blades on. You got to be a little careful with those rolling wheels as it tries to get away from you. And you can see that the belt held those two brackets down for me, so I didn't have any trouble. Now here we want to install the plug. Here's those bolts. a couple bolts, a lot of washers, some springs, and that's about it. Now I went ahead and removed this deflector here. You do not have to remove the deflector. It's actually, they actually state you should leave it on. But if you want to remove it, there's just a small washing clip that's pressed on the end of this rod that I'm going to remove right now. And once you get that off, you can pull that rod pretty much right out. Now it's got some tension because there's a spring there, so you want to be careful that the spring doesn't quickly pop off or hit you in the head or anything. And that's it. The rod's out, the deflector's removed. Now you can install the plug. Now first, there's a bolt that one of your springs is going to be wrapping around from the plug itself. And that's just simply a bolt with a washer on, pushed up through the mower deck hole positioned near that rear wheel. Then you slip on another washer. You slip on your spacer and another washer and then a locking nut. Then tighten all that down using a socket. I will mention this mulch kit was for the Husqvarna 54-inch deck, who is now the parent company of Jonsered. So I bought it, hoping it was going to work, and it appears to. I don't have any troubles with it. I'm not overly excited about how it works with this bolt. Here's a closer look at how that bolt's in there. Now we're going to attach the springs to the plug. Now the directions said there was a hole at the top, but I only have 2 holes on the side. So I imagine maybe they changed their thought process after writing up the instructions and never printed any new ones. Either way, there's a screw that goes up through the hole. Then there's a washer that goes on that. And then there is a small spring washer. And then you put the actual rubber spring and a screw type nut onto there. We're then just going to finish this up with a screwdriver. Make sure it's nice and tight. But not too tight because you got to make sure you can swivel that spring around. That's the rear one. Now we're just going to do the front one. Just another screw. A large washer. A small spring washer. The rubber portion of the spring. You want to make sure the loops on these springs are pointing up or out, away from the main body of the plug. Put on the last nut. Tighten her down with a screwdriver. That about does it. And then you're just going to place the plug in position where the one side goes over the metal bracket on the top of the mower deck, and there's a spring towards the back that's going to wrap around that bolt that we placed on the back. And I was not thrilled about how this really hooked on, especially the first time, but then I kind of pushed it down towards the ground, and it got a little bit of a better wrap around that bolt, if you will. And then the front one just goes up and around into the mower deck hole. So here's that rear one that I was mentioning. I just based it so the circle was facing towards the bottom. At the top one I put here. So again, that's the completed mulch kit install. I did move that front spring from the top hole that I had it, and I wrapped it down around underneath that wheel, and because there's another hole there, and I felt I got a better grab there to hold it down. I also took the old spring from the deflector and placed it back on top so it was pushing down onto the plug with that original shaft or rod that was holding on the deflector. So if you have any questions, so that's it. Thanks for watching.